I've already had to make this once. I'm doing it again. I know it's not Halloween anymore. I don't care. This is, I'm restarting. So, at the beginning of Halloween, month, place, time, date, at the beginning of the October month, I did something called watch horror movies for the first time. Why was I not allowed to watch horror movies? One word: boobies. So, I watched a good round of Halloween movies over the course of October, and I wanted to go through and rank every single one. And if this does well, next year when I watch more, I'll do this again. I don't know. I like Halloween. I like Halloween movies. I don't like half of these movies. Prepare to see your favorite movies get judged by someone who has no prior experience rating movies. Side note, you will not see me have one valid reason why these movies are ranked so low. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. So these will go from best to worst, and it will be rated out of 0 through 10. Alright. And also, these are rated directly after I watch them. So I watch the movie, then type down a rating in my notes. This could be peak. This could not be peak. I feel like I'm about to get a lot of never rates agains, which I'm kind of expecting. This is personal, my opinion. I don't care about you. Kill yourself. That's about it. Thanksgiving is this week. I really made this video super late. God.
Hearts, stars, and horseshoes.
Clovers and blue moons. Hourglasses, rainbows, and tasty red boots.
Alright, the birds. That's where we're starting. First, actually, before we start, why are we in live action? Ooh, I know, big jump. I don't know. I don't feel like voicing this over. So, that made no sense. So, the birds. 0 out of 10. They're starting bottom of the list right now. 0 out of 10, the birds. I have done no research on the birds. Okay, according to Wikipedia, The Birds is a 1963 American natural horror film produced and directed by Alfred Hitchcock. I know that name from some. It was released by Universal Pictures, and it starred a few people. I'm not going to say their names. I don't care enough about them. And this movie is balls. Don't watch it. It's horrible. Oh, and it even says, while it initially received mixed reviews. What do you mean its reputation improved over time? I think Wikipedia is lying to me. First of all, this movie's garbage. Don't watch it. Basically, the plot is birds kill people. But not in an interesting way. In like the bad 1960 CGI way. So Wikipedia over there on my screen saying that it improved over time is a lie. If anything, it deproved. If anything, it got worse. The acting is alright. It's fine. It's just a boring 2.5 hour movie that nobody wants to watch. But basically, the whole movie's plot is dumb characters against birds. Wrap up the story right there. That's pretty much it. Alright, this next one is where the hot takes get in. I know, we're 5 seconds into the video. So, next up, at a 1 out of 10, is Friday the 13th. I know. But the first one with the woman. So, I know this is technically the, staple, the Mount Rushmore of horror movies over here. Friday the 13th. First movie is balls. I don't know why anyone likes it. It's horrible. Yeah, it gets that classic feel, and for the time, it was scary. But now it's not scary to watch stupid people run around while a stupid murderer fails at their job. It's actually a miracle that one of them survived. So Friday the 13th was a 1980 American classic. Are you kidding me? They saw the birds and they didn't improve. That is crazy. It's an independent slasher film, and it was produced and directed by Sean S. Cunningham and written by Victor Miller. I'm sure they've done better work. It was prompted by the success of Halloween, which came out 2 years before, which makes sense. Halloween was a good movie. I don't get how that prompted this. I don't think the idea of this made sense. I want to know how much money they had to. on an estimated budget of $550,000. You kidding me? $550,000, and they spent it all on literal the worst. Like, they couldn't even get a kill. They had an old woman be the kill. There wasn't even any hiding it. Where did that go? The set design? They were in a forest. What? A bidding war ensued over the ending with Paramount Pictures. Oh, they had a fight over this movie? I'm not even gonna go with that. Basically, the whole plot is it's the first summer of killings, even though it's not. And this mom of Jason Voorhees, you know, the actual good killer in the whole series, it goes crazy and kills everyone. Except for one girl. I don't even know how she survived. She had the dumbest hiding spots of all time. Worst, like, it's horrible. I can't even, like, I can't think of anything worse than that. Should this be sideways so it works with the... I think I messed the first two recordings up. I think I'm horrible at this. I don't think we should do live action anymore. But even worse than the god-awful movie character plot is the acting. I don't like the acting. The acting is horrible. Now, I am a little bit unbiased here because I had to watch this film in... I basically had to treat this like a black and white film. There was no sound. Our TV did not work. But that does not matter. This movie sucked. 1 out of 10. I mean, it's better than The Birds. I'd watch this over The Birds any day, because at least it had something. First of all, next up is another hot take, I know. But at least we're jumping from the 1s to the 5s. So a 5 out of 10 is The Exorcist. Boy, howdy, this movie. This movie is... I'll get into it in a second, let's just go over it. The Exorcist is a 1973 American supernatural horror film. It was directed by William... I'm not even going to say that last name, and screenplay by William Peter, I'm not even going to say that name either. And it's based on a novel. So a whole genre of bad movies is based on a book. Makes sense. This was apparently, what do you mean some cast and crew members died? Okay then, Wikipedia. At least I'm pretty sure, I'm not researching this. But, this movie is a ride. If you want to ride, it's this movie. Now, I'm warning you, you get about 2 hours of nothing and about 35 minutes of shock. But I guess it's what a thriller's supposed to do. So for that, I guess it did its job semi. But for the first 2 hours, literally nothing. No, you could not care less about the characters. Like, they're actually, like, the plot setups are so boring. But then I'm rooting for the demon at that point. And then The Exorcist is actually cool when they do the exorcism. Which, I mean, makes sense, but when you rather do it late, I mean, I'm not even like... And then there's the scene with the cross and the possessed girl. That was... How is that okay? That's an actual minor stuffing. Okay. I'm not even gonna talk about it anymore. I don't want to, actually. Let's just say the Shard of Glass scene in Terrifier 3 has nothing on what Exorcist did. But, yeah. This movie's pretty balls, except for the last 30 minutes. I like the last 30 minutes. That's alright. It's fine. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's a 5 out of 10. I mean, it's a hot take. I mean, Exorcist started the whole genre, and I can't hate on it that bad. But it's a 5 out of 10. I did actually watch this at, like, midnight, though. So I guess that gives it some bonus factors. I guess. Next up is our third hot take in a row. I have bad takes. The Ring. 6 out of 10. I hate The Ring. The Ring was in 2002. That is just proof that movies just got worse. I mean, you had Halloween, 1978, and I think that might have just been the peak of movies, and Scream. And then after that, it just went downhill. Like, I don't think there was another good one. And it was a supernatural horror film, obviously, directed by Gore Verbinski. And Erin Kruger? That is some good coincidence there. Basically, this movie, it's garbage. Basically, you know The Ring. You watch the tape, you die in 7 days. You know, sounds like it'd be a cool movie, except every character is dumb and, like, way stupider than you think they'd be. Especially the last scene. That scene pisses me off so bad. I actively wanted to kill myself. I mean, here's what it has over The Exorcist, at least. Kills. It has that. Oh, makes it horror, at least. A dope-looking villain. Nobody has ever said that the Exorcist girl looks dope. I mean, that just doesn't happen. But at least the Ring girl was cool. Devastating kills. They put, unlike literally every other movie on this list, they put their budget in the kills. They didn't put their budget on boobs. So we can thank them for that. And it was by DreamWorks. So no wonder. And it made a lot. It was a success. I mean, 249 million. I think it's just proof that movies are getting work. I just don't like the movie characters and stuff. I don't really have critiques for this. I could go really depth into critique of how stupid this movie is, but then I'd be on like an 8-hour section here about me ranting about a stupid movie that I don't care about. Amazingly, we have another hot take. I know. It's The Shining at a 6 out of 10. Yeah. I think this isn't even a hot take. I think everyone can agree The Shining's a solid 6 out of 10. Like, I mean, it's a 1980 psychological film, so it came after Halloween. More proof that movies are getting... Like, I actually thought this was, like, way before Halloween, but it's not. So, I don't know what they were doing there. But yeah, it was made in 1980, and it was produced and directed by Stanley Kubrick, and co-written with novelist Diane Johnson. It's also a Stephen King novel. The movies that they choose to make are a coin, more accurately, not a book. They're either really good or really bad. It just depends on which one they choose. And for this one, they did not do good. They could have done good. They didn't do good. The kills in this movie are one of, if not the actual most annoying things of all. But they used a PNG. I'm pretty sure my first period class could make better kills than this. The movie's alright though. I like the psychological stuff. I mean, that's cool. That has that over The Ring. It's at least enjoyable. Also, the little kid and the mom are so stupid. I think they might be dumb, but I do really like the main dude. He's pretty good. It was let's see, stars. Is it Jack Nicholson? I think it's Jack Nicholson. Also, this movie gave birth to billions of iconic scenes, such as the twins holding hands, which wasn't even that scary and was in the movie for 0.3 seconds. What gives? At that scene with the new ring, I don't know why that was in there. That had no plot relevance. They basically just put it in there because they can. I mean, you do you. You had a budget of, what was their budget? Tell me what their budget was, let's see. Oh, and it doesn't even say. Okay. We need to cut 27 minutes. Keep it. The movie would have probably benefited. Okay. Its ending was pretty good. It's better than The Ring, but not better than anything else on this list. Pretty much. It's like a half-filled jar. Next up is a movie that I guarantee you have not watched. Yeah, I can guarantee that. It's Paranormal Activity, also at a 6 out of 10. We're almost done with the 6s. Paranormal Activity is a 2007 American supernatural horror film produced, written, and directed, photographed, and edited by Oren Peli. All that with a dude with 8 letters in his name. That is... At least have something interesting in your name to do all that. So, The Exorcist, but if it was actually good. It's only 1 point higher though. It's The Exorcist, but if the last 30 minutes just happened over the course of the whole movie. But just less. Because Paranormal Activity actually gives you something to be afraid of. Rather than not doing anything with the thing you're supposed to be afraid of until the last. I mean, that's what the Conjuring series is known for. Not even doing anything with its characters. So it's no surprise that Paranormal Activity beat that out. The whole movie is basically this dude just recording. I mean, the first 30 minutes, I don't even know what he's trying to... I mean, I do know what he's trying to do. He's trying to record them having sex, but last 30 minutes? That is some peak. The last 30 minutes is probably, like, 3 times better than The Exorcist. The entire time. Guaranteed. What? Film was shot for $15,000. Like, did you see that? $15,000. Now that is a cheap movie that had guaranteed success. Like that actually could not have been like a gone wrong movie. And it's also found footage, which got booted up by the Blair Witch Project, which I still haven't watched. I don't know why. Paranormal Activity has like 8 movies in it, and like a TV show. I don't even know how they made a Paranormal Activity TV show. Nobody... I have no words. I don't know. 6 out of 10. It's a cool movie though, and my chair's not even in frame. So, yeah. If there was... yeah. The last of the 6 out of 10 movies, I didn't even turn my monitor all the way, so we are really gonna be reaching for this one. It's I Know What You Did Last Summer. I mean, this movie has Leonard in it. That's cool. This movie is night. I can't read that. There we go. This movie is a 1997 American slasher film. That's actually like the second slasher to go down. I feel like I rated a movie worse than this. I think we missed a 5. I think I'm gonna have to go back and do another 5. I think we missed a 5. It's directed by Jim, I'm not saying that name, and Kevin, I'm also not saying that name. Why do last names range from the easiest word to say in the human dictionary to like some kind of 8 foreign countries put together? Like, I don't need a whole stratosphere as your last name, please. This also starred like half the cast from the Scooby-Doo movie, so that is giant bonuses on its part. And this movie was surprisingly good until like the last 30 minutes. I didn't really like the last 30. Alright, my phone is running out of storage. By the way, that VR video, it's killing my phone. Yeah, that's so fun. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. You know what I listed? Yeah, movie good. I can't even say anything else. I Know What You Did Last Summer is an okay movie. I did not like the killer. I don't think I liked him that much. He was lame. I kind of wish it was the dead guy, not the dad of the dead guy. But, I mean, you do you movie. That is one way to do a twist. And then they ended it off with something stupid as like, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. There's apparently 3 movies. I don't know how you make 3 movies off of a dude who's already dead. Like, if you weren't gonna have supernatural stuff in the first film, don't even add it to the next film. Doesn't make... Oh, and my PC has turned off. That is... Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy. Thank you for telling me I took too long to read. Well, that's that movie. Alright, next up is... Oh my god, it's The Frighteners. That's not even a horror movie. Why is it on this list? The Frighteners is a 1996 supernatural comedy film. Like, it's a comedy horror. I mean, Scream is too, but at least Scream was more horror. It's also amazing that Frighteners somehow surpassed half this list. I mean, if you can do it, props to you. Oh yeah, and before I forget, shout out to, I forgot the movie. That's how bad it was. Oh, no, it's Nightmare on Elm Street for being probably the worst horror movie I've ever seen. That was so poorly executed. It's not even enough to make it on the list. It's a -1. That's why it's not even on the list. Because this list is 0 to 10. Not -1 to 0 to 10. I don't care. That movie's horrible. And apparently it doesn't get better. That's actually amazing. You make a bad movie and the sequels don't even get better. I mean, at least Puss in Boots revived itself. But The Frighteners was directed by Peter Jackson and co-written by Fran Walsh. Lame name. And basically the movie's plot is this dude, he sees dead people, but not like that one movie with the therapist. But this guy, he sees dead people, and then he sees death coming after, I don't know, I watched this 2 years ago. I don't remember the plot. All I know is that by the end, his girlfriend can also see dead people, and he's kind of just hated. Also, his wife died at some point in the story. I don't remember when. But I mean, it is funny. I'll give it that. That's why 7 out of 10. I might as well round the other 7 that's also a comedy in here. I don't even need a list to do it because I don't care enough. It's Beetlejuice. I mean, it's Beetlejuice. Everyone knows Beetlejuice. It's a good movie. 7 out of 10. It's not horror. I mean, it's horror comedy. I guess. But I mean, you take that with what you have. That was horrible. Unlike the last few hot takes, this one's actually surprising with how low it is. To me, at least. It's Halloween. Halloween is the last 7 out of 10. Well, I guess not the last one. because I'll round one more into here. But Halloween's the better one. I'm surprised this wasn't higher. This is the slasher film. You want to watch a slasher film, it's this one. Although, ironically, it's the hardest one to find. It's not on any streaming service, which I think is really stupid. I mean, you still have to catch it with cable, and nobody has cable. So, I mean, put it somewhere. And nobody wants to watch the remake. Everyone wants to watch the original. And the original is pretty good. I like the original. I can't even think of one bad thing about the original, other than the fact that the main girl was so stupid in the end by putting down the knife after she already knows he resurrects. I guess the brain stopped braining when you kill someone 3 times in a row. And they keep coming back, but I mean, props to you at least. This movie was directed and scored by John Carpenter, who co-wrote it with his producer, Deborah Hill. This movie pretty much is just the epiphany of what is going on and how do we make this as cheap as possible. Almost all of the budget went into the actors, I'm pretty sure, and the set. None of it went to the killer. That was really funny, because the killer's mask is just a painted mask, like sprayed, like, that's how they made the mask. I think that's really funny that they just didn't care enough about the killer. And he's a horror icon. If Wikipedia puts one more ad asking for money, I'm just not going to use Wikipedia. And the other movie I was going to rope into this that for some reason isn't ranked on the thing is Jeepers Creepers. Although, to be fair, I watched that after October. But I'll rope it in anyway. The movie's 7 out of 10. I don't like either of the main characters, but I do like the monster. I don't even like the monster design. But I like the monster at the beginning. He does some weird stuff. I like the Hall of Dead people he has, and I like the ending. That's about all I gotta say about that. Alright, 8 out of 10 section. We're almost done. There is not a movie on my list that goes 10 out of 10. I'm just telling you that. Actually, I think the list might be wrong. I think literally half the movies I've watched aren't even on there. I'll do a recap at the end. But Candyman. Not the new one, the 1992 one. The actual good one. This Candyman, holy balls. I literally expected it to just be any other slasher. I mean, I guess it is a slasher. It's a gothic supernatural. How do you make a supernatural gothic? It's not even goth people in it. It's black people. Is that racist? I don't know. No, it's a gothic supernatural black horror film, so I guess it's not racist. What makes it gothic? None of the characters are gothic. I mean, if you count the husband banging a college chick, then maybe. Anyway, I like the movie's turn. Instead of being a slasher, it makes the main character a slasher, which I think was an interesting take. And then basically makes everyone go against her, but she saves a baby, so they don't turn against her, but she dies anyway. And then becomes Candyman? Which makes no sense. I don't know. Also, the main character in the movie is unbelievably stupid and kills a dog, which is just like negative points on you. That's why it's not an 8.5 like our next one. Alright, somehow going above Candyman and Halloween, I know, biggest shock of all time, is Sweeney. That's not even a horror movie. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, is not a horror movie. It's a musical, and how the flip did that? Alright, so my phone just cut out my entire thing again because it wanted to tell me that it is dying of cancer. So, I don't even remember where we were. I think we were complaining about Sweeney Todd, so let's just pick up back there. Sweeney Todd was Broadway in 1978. It's 9. In the West End of 1980, it won the Tony Award for Best Musical. It's also, it's a miracle that this movie somehow went above Halloween. I don't think we should count this. Like, I don't know. Let's just put this in its own category at this point. I like this movie. That's pretty much all I can say. This movie's really good. You should go watch it. It's really good. Well, I'm out of stuff to say. So let's wrangle in the other 2 things that weren't on this list for some reason. Number 1 was VHS. At 8, VHS was a ride. I didn't like the main characters at all. There was boobs every like 3 seconds, so you can tell everyone directing that was a guy. And I like the monsters, I will say that. I didn't think the second segment with the girl who killed the other girl's husband was fair. I don't think that was fair. That one was dumb. But other than that one, I liked them all. And I really liked, I liked the segue when they all died. And I liked the haunted house. That's about it. And then the other number 8 was Terrifier. Jesus Christ, that movie only gets an 8 because of his kills, which were on a new level. You can't convince me that any other movie has better kills than Terrifier. They went out for that. I have not seen the second or third one, and I am in fact scared to do that. Also, another number 8, because I know I didn't put it at 9. So this is either a 7 or 8. Skinamarink? I know, it's a crime that this also somehow went above Halloween. But I will argue this. It's a 7, it's a 7, 8, or maybe even a 9, but only if you watch it once. If you watch Skinamarink a second time, you realize it's an hour and a half of really bad footage of old cartoons and then 2 kids dying. That's pretty much all the movie is, but for the first time you watch it, you have no clue. And it's scary. Skinamarink was scary. Was that all? I don't think that was all, but well, I'm gonna say that was all. Finally, the last category, the 9s. First 9 out of 10 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie, Jesus, this was a fun ride. Not the remake, the original. The original that had, and my monitor's face the other way. Don't you, I love my memory. Oh, and I just destroyed my Lego tree. That's cool too. It was a 1974, Jesus, this happened before Halloween. This was the OG. It was an independent horror film that went absolutely horribly. If you watch anything on this movie, its production was horrible. Everyone got injured. Everybody hated it, working on it at least. And, yeah, but this movie's really good. I like it. Its raw feeling really makes it scary. Also, the actual characters aren't stupid. Except for that one scene where Bubba literally doesn't even know where she is, but she's screaming, and that alerts him to where she is. And I also like that the fat black guy, he ran away. We don't know where he went. He's gone. He ditched the truck. He's just running down the road to this day. Still running from this dude doing the chainsaw dance. But this movie was amazing. I can't even think of one complaint. Actually I can. It felt too much of a comedy. It was funny. The movie was really funny to laugh at. But it did have some wicked kills. I will say that. I mean, what can you do? It's a classic. It's good. Ka-ching. Money. Finally, the last movie on the list that I remember. Scream. Best movie I watched. Hands down. Scream was the 1996 slasher and was a mockery of slashers while being an amazing slasher. So props to Wes Craven and Kevin I'm not saying that, but props to them, I guess. Stu and Billy are 2 of the most iconic killers, I think, ever. They were in Mortal Kombat, so, I mean, hand it to them, they're fighting Omni-Man. But, this movie made me mad, because a year before I watched it, I knew who the 2 killers were. I got shown the last 12 minutes of the movie. And annoyingly, I forgot who the second killer was. And so, my actual time watching the movie, I thought it was this one dude. I thought it was the video store dude the whole time. And it was Billy. And I was just gape. I was, oh, Billy, no! But that is one of the amazing, that is the thing about the Scream movies. I love the twist. This movie's amazing. I mean, there's nothing else to say. It is funny. It hits every mark. Shaggy's in it, so but Shaggy, if he was on crack cocaine, I mean, I feel like that has to be what happened, you know? Also, the intro to the movie is probably one of my favorite horror movie intros of all time. This is actually scary, you know? Ghostface is a lame villain, though. Like, once you realize it's 2 idiots in a mask, doesn't really seem that lame. Also, I hate the newswoman. But that's about it. What, is that every movie? I feel like we missed some. There was definitely like 1 or 2 that I missed, but that's pretty much it. I don't know. A few things. First of all, yes, different attire. It's a different day. I have one more thing to cover. I am so in frame right now that there's no room. Alright, a few things have happened in the last few days. Number 1, I saw the panel that's getting animated this Thursday for Dandadan. I'm not looking forward to watching that, but Dun 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 is peak, and I will defend it with my life. Second is I watched Smile, so I'm adding Smile to the list. Yeah. Smile. That really spooky movie where everyone's always happy and it kills you. That is not the plot or premise at all. It's an 8 out of 10. 8.5 actually. That was an amazing movie. Rip Joel. I was rooting for Joel not to get diseased. And I'm really sad that he's the Smile curse victim-y. That is, yeah. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I don't have much to say on this, but I like Smile. So I like Smile. And there you go. The Halloween movie tier list, even though I never put it in a list, and I cannot be bothered to do so in the edit. I mean, if I want to, it will be right here. So I'll let that sit for a second. If I do it, well, I probably won't, so don't expect anything. But yeah. Also, I know this whole video I've been looking over there. Like, I was always, like, talking like this. It's because that's where my PC is. I'm not giving you a room tour. I don't care. But, yeah. If you want more videos like this, there might be. I don't know. I need to shut up. My topic range right now is, I don't know. We'll find out. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll on the community page. I don't. Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, like, happy Thanksgiving. Go follow my TikTok right now. My TikTok is funny. Trust. Dun 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 is peak. You just have to believe me, okay? It looks bad. I know it looks bad, but Dun 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 is peak, okay? Dun 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 has to be peak.
You unzip, you go to the urinal, and you touch yourself.